Is a practice of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We find where he's copying Sayyiduna Ibrahim alayhi salam. And this is actually a very powerful dua, which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us for the protection of our children against harm, danger, and the evil eye. And everybody's worried about these things. Nobody wants harm for our children. Nobody wants any kind of danger. Nobody wants their child to be attacked by a dog or even stung by a bee, okay? And they don't want the evil eye as well. And we know that these things are true and they exist. Thus the Prophet ﷺ teaches us a very beautiful dua. Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhu tells us, this is in Sahih Bukhari by the way, that the Prophet ﷺ, he would take his two grandchildren, Hassan and Hussein radiyallahu anhuma, and he would recite this dua upon them. The dua is very simple. A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tamma min kulli shaytanin wa hamma wa min kulli aynin lamma. Very easy. Few words for you to be guaranteed. And I'm going to explain the dua in a minute and you'll understand this is one of the most powerful duas you could make for protection. Very, very powerful. A'udhu, this is one of the most powerful type of ruqya you can do. People are into ruqya nowadays. Okay? The most powerful ruqya you can do without saying too much and spending too much time is this dua. So you can read it for yourself. If you're an adult, you might be thinking, I don't have any kids, or my kids are old. Okay, you've got grandchildren, you've got nephews, you've got nieces. And if you want to read it on yourself, of course you can read it on yourself as well. When you read it yourself, you read it like this. A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tamma min kulli shaytanin wa hamma wa min kulli aynin lamma. A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tamma. What does it mean? A'udhu, I seek refuge. Bi kalimat, that word again. Bi kalimatillahi tamma, with the perfect words of Allah. With the perfect and complete words of I seek refuge. What am I seeking refuge with? With the perfect words of Allah. From what? Min kulli shaytanin, from every shaitan. Wa hamma, and every poisonous creature. Or every harmful creature. Wa min kulli ayni lamma, and from every evil eye. This is a powerful dua. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ is saying, so remember what was our word? Kalimat. What does it mean? When you say kalimatillah, a'udhu bi kalimatillah, you're saying a'udhu bi kalimatillah, I seek refuge in the kalimat of Allah. You know what that means? The scholars of Quran, scholars of Hadith have said, kalimatillah in this dua means the whole Quran. Have you ever seen a ruqya that powerful? People read Surah Baqarah, Ayatul Kursi, Mu'awwadatain. This dua, you're taking a ruqya of the whole Quran with one dua. Because kalimatillahi tamma, the only complete and perfect words are the words of Allah. Everybody else that speaks any kind of words, we make mistakes, we forget. Our words, our talking, our sentences are incomplete. But most of the scholars have said it refers to the Holy Quran because that is tamma, that is complete and perfect. So the dua is A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tamma min kulli shaytanin wa hamma wa min kulli aynin lamma. I seek refuge in the perfect word, with the perfect words of Allah from every shaitan. Now, correct way of doing it is, if you're reading it for yourself, you will say like this, A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tamma min kulli shaytanin wa hamma wa min kulli aynin lamma. If I've got a boy, for example, I've got a son, and I'm saying it for him, I will say it like this. Instead of A'udhu, I will say, U'idhuka. I seek refuge for you. If I've got a girl, I've got a daughter, I will say, U'idhuki. Over there, U'idhuka. Over here I say, U'idhuki. What if you've got two children? The Prophet ﷺ read on Hassan and Hussein in one go. These are the words of Allah. It's not as if, it might not be as powerful if I say it both together in one go. No, it's the same. It's the name of Allah, very powerful. Remember, for this dua, you don't need to put your hand on them. You can if you want, but you don't have to put your hand on them. You don't need to blow on them. You don't have to, the hadith doesn't mention that. And you don't even have to be present where they are. And you might think, I didn't read the dua. You could read it even in their absence as well, and it will benefit them. If you're saying for more than 2 children, you will say, U'idhukum. Very quickly in regards to the actual dua, what are you asking for? So you're saying, A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tamma. I've explained kalimatillahi tamma, which means the whole Quran. So you're like basically putting the whole Quran there. That's a very powerful form of ruqya. And you're seeking protection from 3 things. Shaitan. Number 2, wahamma. Okay, hamma. And ainil lamma. Shaitan we all know. And hamma, many scholars have said hamma means samma, meaning every creature that's poisonous. So snakes, scorpions, and anything that's poisonous. And other scholars have said that it doesn't necessarily have to be poisonous, it's anything that harms you. So that includes the sting of a bee, the biting of a dog. We run, don't we? We run for our lives when we see a dog. Okay, Asians do anyway, I don't know about others, but our Asians, we do anyway. So you've got shaitan, and then you've got any dangerous or harmful creature. And the third is ainul lamma, the evil eye. And we know from the hadith, the Prophet ﷺ says, Al-ainu haqqun, the evil eye is true, it does happen, we call it nazar. You can give yourself nazar. So if you look in the mirror and you think, oh wow, I'm looking great today, okay, that could harm you. You can give your own children nazar. So you're looking at your children, you didn't say MashaAllah, you didn't say Allahumma barik, you didn't attach the beauty or the goodness or the fortune or the blessing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you can cause harm there. And obviously to others. Now in this day and age of social media, people are not particular whatsoever. So on one side, what should you do when you see somebody with something good, it pleases you, you like something what somebody's got, okay? You should say MashaAllah or Allahumma barik or Allah give you barakah or Allah bless it. In that way what happens, you are safeguarded from the danger and the effect of the evil eye. And on the receiving end, we should be particular about reading the du'as. And from the many du'as, one of the most powerful ones is this particular du'a. A'udhu bi kalimatillahi tamma min kulli shaytanin wa hamma wa min kulli aynil lamma. And if you're reading on your children, now with children, you notice one thing with children. Children get evil eye much more than adults do. Have you noticed? Okay, children they're always falling ill, getting sick. This happens, that happens. And the evil eye is quite dangerous. It can kill you as well. Evil eye is as dangerous. It can kill a person. A lot of people that have cancer, who have they have tumors, for example. A lot of tumors, cancers, are all caused by al-ain, the evil eye. And that's how dangerous it is. And it can kill a person as well. This is why it's important that we should, number one, not flash our things to the world. Okay, don't show everybody what you've been eating, what you've been wearing, what you've been doing, where you've been going. Because it's just natural. You're giving people a chance to give you the evil eye. And on the other side, we should take protection and precaution regarding ourselves and our children. Have you noticed when a child is born, a child cries? Yes, we all see when the baby is born. The hadith tells us very clearly. Why does a child cry when they are born? Because the shaitan pinches them. So shaitan has started even before you came into this world, when you were born, and then when you are young, you see young children, they get the evil eye, the ayn, the nazar. So much shaitan causes this. He wants this to happen. So the Prophet ﷺ is telling us that don't think they're just small. Many a times we might be particular about reading du'as and surahs of the Quran, maybe when we put our children to bed. For the older ones, but for the younger ones, maybe the ones who can't read it themselves, maybe we might not be so particular. Oh, they're still little. Just have your milk and go to sleep. Or listen to a lullaby or something and, watch Teletubbies. But the Prophet ﷺ is doing this for those aged children who can't read themselves. When you can read yourself, then you can read, it's fine. But this is particularly for those children who can't read themselves. This is why you need to read for them. And as soon as they are able to read, you teach it to them, for them to read. So, أعوذ بكلمات الله التامة من كل شيطان وهامة ومن كل عين لامة.